All right, hi, I'm Nate with Briley Manufacturing, and I have the honor and privilege of working on some of the finest artistically and historically significant guns here at Briley Manufacturing. And I get the chance to share some of that with you, and it's a real pleasure. So let me tell you a little bit about this gun. A lot of people often make a joke that if God were going to go bird hunting, he'd shoot a Grant that was a side lock ejector with the side lever, and I've got one of those here today to share with you. One of the things you'll notice about this gun first is though it was made during the end of the Victorian era or the beginning of the Edwardian era, you'll notice that it doesn't have Damascus barrels. It's got Whitworth fluid steel barrels. Whitworth came up with the process of extruding steel while it was still hot, revolutionized barrel making, and you can tell a Damascus from a Whitworth fluid steel real easily. There's no pattern in here. Most of the time, Damascus, if it's done properly, has been browned, although not all the time. Usually Whitworth fluid steel and later types of barrels, they're black like this. They're black the same way we do them here at Briley. We use an old English recipe, and we use the exact same techniques here that the Brits did when they did it 150 years ago. Another thing that's fantastic about this gun is like we said, it's a side lock and it's an ejector, but it has my favorite ejection system, and that's the Southgate ejection system. And you'll notice that when you use it, it's got a lot of power and force. And if you think about it, this gun was built in the 1880s, 1890s, has been almost in continual service since then. And yet it's still got the ability to keep doing that. Well, you might ask yourself why, and I'll tell you why. It's only two parts. It works on an over-center principle. It has a kicker, what Americans probably call a hammer, and a spring that works on an angle. And when you fire the gun, there's a little cam that pushes the kicker to the over-center principle, and as soon as it does, the power of that spring takes over and fires that and kicks your shell right out. Amazing ejection system. Fantastic. They almost never need work, but when they do, we can time them for you. One of the things you might notice about this gun is you've got this interesting vestigial leaf shape right here. What that is that's a holdover from the fences that you would see on a hammer gun, which of course was a holdover from the fences that you'd see on cap-lock guns. Kept the stock and the barrels from being damaged. But because gun people are conservative, we still like stuff like that on our guns. So this is a really interesting hangover or artistic element. You'll notice that the engraving on this is very nice, tight scroll work. It's the second generation of the height of English gun engraving. A lot of that was handed down from the copper platers who did the engraving when English gun making really moved into being the best gun making in the world. These were still cut by hand with the chisel. They make a beautiful artistic addition to this. Now, like you may have noticed before, it's got a side lever. It took a while for the English to decide on how they wanted to open their guns, and this is one of the things that they did. And I personally love a side lever. It's really easy to use, whether you're left or right-handed. I find it really elegant. You'll notice that this stock has first-rate checkering. The English always did a wonderful job checkering, and you can see that this is a great piece of English or Circassian walnut. It's got curl in it, it's got grain and structure. It's just an absolute first-rate gun. If you've got anything like this that needs service, remember us here at Briley Manufacturing, and we'll do our best to take really good care of you. You can get hold of us at smp@briley.com or 713-932-6995 or 1-800-331-5718. Thanks.